The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is committed to the development and welfare of all workers across the country. That's according to Minister of Economic Planning Camillo Gonsalves as he spoke at a media conference earlier today, highlighting proposed changes to the minimum wage here in SVG. Speaking on the overall increase, Gonsalves says it will be the first since 2008 and represents an average 20% increase across various sectors. He said the proposed wages was carefully examined via the Wages Council and encompass a wide cross-section of stakeholders across SVG. Gonsalves added that careful consideration was given in order to ensure that employers would not be adversely affected.
Wages Council considered very carefully inputs and testimonies from the employer and employee sides of this equation and consulted with economists and lawyers about the way in which we can model and shape this increase in minimum wage and the way in which it may potentially affect employment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It makes no sense to increase your minimum wage so high that fewer people get money. That the employer says, well, if I have to pay this minimum wage, I'm going to have to let go 3 or 4 or 10 people. So it's always a balance between raising the minimum wage, but raising it in a way that does not have an adverse effect on employment. You want to create more wealth, you want more money in people's hands and in circulating, but you don't want to raise it so high that employers feel that they have to let people go.
The economic minister added that the exercise, coupled with other initiatives, is a reflection of the government's commitment to decent work and wages as well as safety for Vincentian workers.
The current realities and set a path for us to go forward. This is a reflection, in addition to the occupational health and safety legislation that we're currently editing and reviewing in select committee, coupled with things like the Labor Relations Act and now this legislation reflect the government's commitment to workers and the welfare of workers, and it reflects also the government's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals, which provide for decent work for all, decent wages, and a safe working environment. And those are all aspects that we're trying to deal with through a number of acts that are passing through Parliament or have been recently gazetted. We're very proud of our record.
Gonsalves thanked all stakeholders involved for their input and commitment, which would aid in the development of the working people.
And I want to thank very much all of the dedicated professionals, union members, workers, interested parties who gave testimony to the Wages Council, who dedicated their time and their energy to this very, very, very important exercise. As the economy grows, as it has been growing, modestly but still growing, and as our people become more sophisticated and their needs change, we have to continually review and reassess the wages that we pay our citizens. Of course, as I sit here, I would love to say they were even higher than they are. But again, there is a balancing act between what you want to do for the worker and what you want to do for the worker's employer.